What's up, guys? This is Ashley Nicole. I'm here with Geek Plus Magazine, sitting here with T from Power BAR Women's Fitness. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're just going to jump right on into it. It's a beautiful day. We're sitting here being able to talk about business and mentoring. How are you feeling today about business mentoring?
Feeling great. Absolutely great. Very excited.
Beautiful. I'm glad you were able to come and even give us your time. I mean, I know as a business owner, it gets very busy and you can get very, distracted, or in this case, you can get to where you're putting your all and your passion into your business to where, you may have forgotten to mentor somebody.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know as a business owner, people ask, questions and you just get sidetracked and you give them the basics. But we're going to try our best to dig a little deeper to find out about business and the mentors in business. Okay, so basically we want to start off just small. Motivation, inspiration. You have been in the business for years, so we want to be able to bring and see what actually takes you to that point from then to now. What motivates you? What inspires you?
Winning. Like, to be honest, you don't ever start something to fail. You want to see it succeed. You want to see all of the sacrifices that you've made. All of the people that supported you. That's a big thing for me. People that believe in me. Sometimes in the world of entrepreneurship, you might lose faith, but God kind of positions people around you at the time that you need it the most to have faith in you and to see your future. And so you have this sense of ownership that you're not going to let them down on top of your own goals and ambitions and what's after, where you're headed, and you have to have that bigger picture.
Of course. And being in the business for how many years now?
I'm going on 3.
Going on 3 years being in the business and opening up several locations here in Dallas. You guys have to check her out if you haven't. Being able to say that you're across Dallas. I mean, you're basically from Mesquite, Ball Springs to Arlington. That has got to have given some people some type of inspiration to even ask you to mentor and ask you to, tell us more about the business. So I know that has been exciting as well.
Yes, it's definitely a non-traditional form of fitness for women. It's something that I've created to make sure that women would have a safe place to work out, to increase in confidence, to bring back their sexy, and to have an active lifestyle. Exactly. So many women are just completely beat down through bad relationships or being moms or just working all the time, and they need that outlet that is for them.
Of course. And
so that's really what the business is about. That's really what we're centered on. And then, of course, leading an active lifestyle through body weight training, flexibility, keeping that cardio heart rate up, and weight loss goals for those that have them.
Beautiful. And if you haven't checked out our first magazine, Geek Plus Magazine, last year, September, we have an article about her business. So, guys, make sure you check that out at geekplusmagazine.com to be able to learn more about her. So, let's just jump right into, of course, the mentorship. I know being in the business, I hear a lot of people always ask, how do you stay in business? Statistics do say that business is failed within the first year. Yeah. And stereotypes are just there. And you've proven definitely not to be one of those stereotypes or those statistics. So being in the business, how would you say a mentee should or should not fall for weakness? Or what would be one of the biggest weaknesses that you say people fall into?
I think feeling like you're safe. To be honest, what I mean by that is, although I've grown, there have been struggles throughout that growth, and sometimes people don't see that. I've had my scares, and I've had to make different sacrifices to maintain the heartbeat of the business. And I think that if you get to a place where you skate past year 1, skate past year 2, skate past year 3, 5, even 10, and you think, I made it, I'm good now, I can just coast. The industries always change, they always shift, you always have people on the up and coming. My advice is just to make sure that, you stay engaged 110% of the time. Don't get comfortable.
And that's another big thing when you say change. If people even thought about that, like you start a business, things are going to change. The industry is going to change. There's going to be so many different things that you have to relearn to stay relevant in the business and whatever industry that of course you're in. So definitely, I love that advice.
Business
it's
has a
reminder.
life cycle. Business has a life cycle, and people don't realize that. They think that what's exciting now will be exciting in the next 3-5 years, but you don't know what the next person is working on, and you don't know if you didn't study that market before you went open to just because it's something you're passionate about. That industry might be at the end of its life cycle, or it might be shifting, and you have to be sure that you're aware of that.
And you have definitely created, or in this case, people always artists recreate themselves all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's no change. When Kanye West came out, he wasn't considered Yeezy. When Big Sean came out, what is his name? P Diddy came out, he was I think he was Sean Combs, and then now he's Dr. Love or something. So artists recreate themselves all the time. Hov was not always Hov, it was Jay-Z or vice versa, but you've created that in your business to not only just say it's a pole exercise and a pole dancing, it's pole fitness. So I commend you for that.
Thank you.
On my end, knowing that it's so different. It's definitely not what anybody's just really doing. So I wouldn't have dared thought about that because I don't want to exercise. We're not going to talk about that on camera. Okay, beautiful. So from a mentee standpoint, and from what I know some of your audience would want to know, what professional organizations are you associated with, if any, in any ways that you do, of course, give back to, talk with? I know Giving Day just passed in Dallas. People don't know Texas Giving Day just passed. So what other organizations that you may associate yourself with professionally?
When I first started, and we opened up in Arlington, we were part of the Arlington Chamber of Commerce. So we're still over there as well. But then we also look to give back throughout the community. We've done things like Feed the Homeless. We've done feminine hygiene walks. We've given back to girls' youth basketball teams. We're constantly looking for ways to be able to be of influence in a positive way, especially since pole has such this negative connotation, from where it was birthed from. When we first started, we associated ourselves with the Arlington Chamber of Commerce, and we're still a part of that. I'm just not as active as I've gotten busier. We've also done some things where we've done Feed the Homeless, feminine hygiene drives. We've done school supply drives, giving back to the girls' youth basketball team. So those are some of the things. We're always constantly looking for ways to give a part of ourselves, back and give, just help other people as needed. And a lot of the times too, within the women's needs area, we definitely look for that as well.
And when you say needs, you say as far as like when it comes to the fitness part, or in this case maybe health, or okay.
No, the issues that women go through. To be honest, most of the people that come in, they're not just looking for fitness. They're looking for validation, community, confidence. They come in from bad relationships. They come in from divorces. They come in from domestic violence. So if we can take and turn around and allow them to sow a seed back to something that might have helped them, it's a great opportunity.
Are there resources that you could probably provide to them in their area?
I'm working on developing those with partnerships in the community. So, if any of your viewers have any, plugs or whatever for resources for women through domestic violence or counseling, anything like that, that would be helpful.
And we don't want to say just Dallas. We want to say, worldwide, because people do reach out to her, other places in the United States to where they, have heard about the business. So they want to be able to know more, or in this case, hey, we're coming down there just to do pole fitness.
Right. And we do have people that come in from out of state to do events. And I've actually had people that do events just to almost give a positive twist on something that might have negatively just happened, just to get their head cleared, to get their girls together, and to just go live like their best life, And so
we'll do long.
Yeah.
He's gonna watch this video, I know he is. So basically, how do you spend most of your time? Like when a mentee's trying to actually know the business, they sometimes want to know the day. They want to know what the routine is, what the itinerary is, which sometimes as entrepreneurs we don't have that. So we have to create it, which is so wonderful about being an artist, that you have to create your day, and it gives you that freedom and you definitely have to be disciplined. So how do you spend most of your time, most of your day? Now, I can't say back then because of course we know you were struggling. Well, sorry, I can't say struggling. You were hustling and you were getting your things together to know what you want to do today. So what is the most that you spend for your time today?
Well, I've learned a lot throughout my time as an entrepreneur. You're right, when you first start, it's just like you wake up and it's just like everything controls your day but you. And you have to get to a place where you're like, no, I'm going to set my boundaries and my limits, because that's how you end up having burnout or getting frustrated or giving up on the wrong thing that you need to give up on. So for example, I used to get up and everyone want to meet with me, everyone want to pitch something to me, everyone want to talk to me.
That's why we're so fortunate.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, okay, yes, okay, I'll do this. Okay, yes, and then I would get to the place where I'm like, I don't feel like I have time to work on the business. And so you've got to put your markers in the sand. And so for me, to answer your question, I don't do anything before 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wonderful.
So that means I get up around 6, sometimes earlier, 6 in the morning. I spend time with my family. I have some set things that I'll do. I'll read, I'll meditate, I'll pray, I'll work out or stretch. I'll eat a good breakfast and then go from there. After that 10 o'clock mark, that's when I'll go ahead and get down to business. Typically on Fridays, I'll save those for like meeting days or things like that, but that's kind of how I do it. I run my business that way. And then in the evening times with my kids, because I have 2 children, so when my kids come home, then it's their time, and my family time as well. So how I choose to spend my time of the day, I block time.
Gotcha.
I'll definitely do the things that make the most sense, which means generate money. And that's pretty much how I make those decisions. And I'll delegate a lot. I definitely am blessed with a wonderful team. I have a great executive administrative help who helps me a lot. And delegation is key. I know when you first start, you don't have time to delegate.
At all.
Yeah, you don't have the money sometimes.
You're trying to figure out what works, and then not only that, but you have to pay people.
Right.
You can't just have everybody doing something for free.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, people will understand. It just depends, it depends on really how vested you are in your business. People will understand that you're just starting, and there are people that have the need at the level that you can give. So look for those people and pair up with them and be
pray for those people to come your way. I have to say pray for those people, because you may have given someone an assignment and it doesn't work out, and then you're stuck with doing everything because of the fact that you don't have the team that you need.
Right. But that's how I do it.
That's amazing. Being able to even, like you said, you busy, or this case you take time certain days out. So we're blessed to even have her here to give us that time, because I've been knowing you for a long time. Backstory, we've been knowing each other for years, so I know the come up, I've seen the come up, so it's exciting for me to even know that you give that time and that energy. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
All the time. Like I said, guys, check that first magazine out, that first article that she did with us
that was
a year ago.
Arlington opened.
That was right when Arlington opened. Did you hear that?
It was right when we were at my grand opening.
Now she has more locations. It was a year ago, and so you can see the way it is manifest for you. Your hard work has definitely spoken for itself. So as a mentee, people that I would want to look at the video and get some energy from all of that is what you just said, being able to change the business, being able to delegate time, and basically knowing when to stop and put your markers and saying, this is what I'm going to do today, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow, and I'm not going to do anything else, because some people may not have a family, but for us that do have a family, we have to have those times and those blocks set off. So thank you for that. We're just going to skip real quick. When it comes to thinking about I guess I'll go back to there, thinking about where you come from. Thinking about, the inspiration. When you sit back and think and say, hey, T, you have come a long way. I'm proud of myself for this, I'm proud of myself for that. And I have to say that because some people, entrepreneurs I know, they don't say that they're proud of themselves. I don't really know why. But you have to say that to yourself, because if someone else does and you don't feel it, you may not believe it. It's kind of hard to explain. I think we'll get into that on another go around. But basically, if you weren't doing this, what would you have been doing?
Well, before I went into entrepreneurship, I was in banking, so my goal was to retire from the fraud department in banking, and I really had gotten to that point, not of retirement, but being in banking and in the fraud department, and it just wasn't fulfilling. But I probably would have just continued to spin that wheel, and I don't know. I just know that when I was young, and from a young girl. And I've always wanted to own my own business. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to make some big leaps in business. And that was just something that I had a burning desire for. So in the background, I would have been spinning my wheels in corporate, but in the background, probably just continuing to look for where is my place at?
That purpose, that will.
Yeah, where is my place? Yeah, exactly, place, exactly.
And that's, I think, where people get lost from, because they think about, they're scared. We talk about weakness at first, they're scared. They don't want to step out on that because they hear about the statistic and everything. So with you being able to do that, that's inspirational as well, to even know that you've done it. And you, of course, told us where you spent most of your time, and we're gracious to know that you do say no to some things, and you have to. Yeah.
I think it was Warren Buffett said you have to say no more than you ever say yes or something. I don't know, it was somebody that said that, but you have to say no. You'll say no way more than you'll ever say yes.
And I hate that, because sometimes you hurt people's feelings, but you try to differentiate that because they have to know this is a business.
Yeah.
And you can't just I can't say you can't just give free things. This is, I have to pay for all this, and they have to respect it, matters who it is, matter if it's somebody off the street or whoever, family, whoever. Well, what else would you recommend that we connect with when it comes to owning a business? And I have to kind of differentiate that. I had a friend that posted something on social media, which social media has definitely took over some of these industries, and they think that they can just be social media gurus overnight. But a business owner from entrepreneurship, do you feel like there's a difference?
Absolutely.
Okay.
An entrepreneur is a creator, and to me, a business owner looks like a high-paid employee. I really feel that way. I feel like if you're still wrapped up in the day-to-day processes of the operations of your business, and you have to do majority of the work, and you don't have a team that you can delegate to, you are literally handcuffed to that business. If you don't work, it doesn't work. And I think that an entrepreneur sees a bigger picture as far as what can I go out and create, and what can I do and manifest. And it's not always just one industry, it's not just one thing. It is until it's complete, and then they move on. So don't get that twisted. I'm not saying go out and get 5-6 different businesses, because that is not productive. But an entrepreneur is a creator. An entrepreneur is the full business circle. They start off an employee, they learn the industry, then they go into the business ownership, then they start to delegate it to other people, and then they step outside that business bullseye. And so that's the difference for me.
And I think people don't like what you said, realize that part is that they're chained.
Yeah.
Until you learn it. And that's where we say, going back to, which I can't wait for that series to come out, where we're talking about being able to learn the first version of business.
Right.
The basics.
Necessarily say a person. I think that when you're out there looking for a mentor, you have to have something to bring to the table. And so I'm definitely a word seeker, so I like to channel the principles of the Bible. So one of the things that study to show yourself approved, and I think sometimes when young entrepreneurs or young business owners come into the industry, whatever industry that is, they're trying to do everything that they see on YouTube or whatever. You need a mentor, so they're just going out. You need a mentor. Can you show me everything? Can you do this? And there's nothing that they have necessarily to give, and they're looking for it just to be dumped in their lap. So what I mean by that is, you've got to not look for a person. You've got to develop yourself with some of the resources that are already out there. You have to spend your money to go to high quality business conferences,
retreats, or people that do with what you do.
Right. You have to spend the money on books. If you don't have time to read a book, listen to Audible, download business books within your industry, do your own research, follow some of the money magazines like Forbes and Entrepreneur and things like that, and go out and get that wisdom and the knowledge for yourself, and then watch certain people that are influential to you, and then you'll have a little bit more girth under your belt to be able to go and, you know, ask for some of their guidance or some of their time. I mean, I've been in the industry for like 3 years, and I really have just now started to land real good mentors that are able to help me. And I think that sometimes we have in our mind what a mentor is, and you think that you're supposed to touch bases with them every day, you know, whatever. I have one in this area, I have one in California, and then, you know, I'm been able to meet with a real influential person that I actually did a business transaction with. So it's just, there's different forms that mentorship and leadership can come in.
And that's probably one of the things that people really don't understand, is that you have to be able to kind of know in the area where you want to go, and you're not going to know it first at all. So like, you know, like you say, you got to be able to read those books and listen to those audibles and everything. You're not going to know where to go at first, but when you do get that niche, that differential mentors, I think it's gold, because you have people telling you from different aspects and what they've went through, their past and everything, how they're maintaining and how they're keeping themselves in the game. I'll definitely, you know, can't wait to be able to have that security. I hear a lot of different mentors say you have to have that security in order to run the business. You know, if you're still living gig to gig, you know, that may not be the best part of being an entrepreneur. If you're waiting on the next gig and it's not going to be till 3-4 months and you're broke until then. So getting that financial security, how do you know, and how would you teach another mentor how to be able to get some type of financial security? Would you tell them to go back to work? Would you tell them to do their business on the side? How would you kind of mentor that in the industry or in your aspect?
I think you have to maximize whatever it is that you're doing. You know, so look at what it is that you're selling, or what it is that you're offering, you know, a service, and see how many arms and legs or feet and toes do we have that can make money. And then you start with that core, and then you look for these different avenues, okay? And then you just start to develop those. And if you're looking for quick cash, you know, you might want to definitely make sure you don't have that nest egg to go full-time entrepreneur. Definitely make sure that you have a part-time job, but go in and get a part-time job in the business that you're working.
Yeah,
so for example, like if you're in, you know, I don't know, you run a cleaning business, you know, like go get a job somewhere else with a cleaning business, so you can mimic and be mentored by default through their processes and procedures, and you can see what you like and what you don't like, and then you can take that away.
Or when you think about boutiques, you know, they always are online boutiques and things like that. So if you worked in like a department store, that you could be able to take what they have and things like that.
And always go up, you know, like if you're gonna go get a part-time job, go get one with purpose. Like, don't go and get one from like, you know, someone that another company that's kind of like on the same level where you are. Go up and above, like boutique. Okay, if I'm gonna run a boutique, then I'm gonna go and get a job with Neiman Marcus, you know. And is that how you say it? Neiman Marcus?
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly.
So you go there and you get, you know, you get a job. Obviously, I'm not a shopper. I don't really care about
Girl. It's cool.
But yeah, I mean, you just want to kind of go up just a little bit higher, because a lot of times we see it for what it is today, and we have a hard time seeing it in a bigger light, you know, down the road, and that's where we shortchange ourselves.
Yeah, and I think you really hit the pin on the dock when you said Neiman Marcus, because I would have said Rainbow. You know, I would have been like, girl, go study Rainbow and see, you know, their background and who are they, Ross and Dee Dee's, you know. But she said Neiman Marcus, so she's pretty much there. But you definitely came. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You came and you did our first mentor business video, and shout out your business. Tell them how they can find you guys and how they can, you know, get on the pole and do fitness and be healthy.
Okay, great. Absolutely. I'd love to do that. So, again, my name is T, or I go by Reesa. It's my government name. Power BAR Women's Fitness of Dallas and Fort Worth. So we have several locations in the DFW Metroplex. We do regular fitness classes where you can make this an everyday part of your health and fitness wellness routine, or you can just have like a girls get together, you know, group fitness, private group fitness, team building, bachelorette parties,
bachelor parties.
Birthday parties are really big, you know, on the weekends. So we do both. You can find us in any one of the, like I said, surrounding areas. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Pinterest, we're on Twitter, Power Bar Fit. So you can just do @PowerBarFit, and then also check out our website. If you're looking for the fitness, it's going to be powerbarfit.com. If you're looking for the parties, it's poledancepartiesdallas.com.
Oh, they done upgraded because they didn't. I didn't remember that second one when I was researching. They done upgraded, so you know did so. See, she's steady being an innovator, steady climbing that ladder, going up. But we thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we hope to see you again at our next mentoring business video. We're always trying to get you guys to go higher and above, so stay tuned and thank you again.